Okay, I've returned, and this time the 3D printer is not running. For the second episode of Mass Effect 2. I'll pick up where we left off, and hopefully things can run a little more formally. I think I'm going to take the time to discuss a little bit further the expense and biological complexity of what they did to resurrect Sheppard. So after all, she died to vacuum exposure, and then her body went through planetary, atmospheric re-entry. This wasn't Earth's atmosphere. This was some unknown planet, or at least unknown to me. I'm sure there's some bit in the lore about it, but I haven't gotten to go look it up. So it is possible that the atmosphere was less dense, caused less friction, less heating, and, oops.
The elusive man is waiting for you in the other room.
I don't care. I was busy getting my camouflage on. Okay, my keyboard didn't want to work for a second there. Now. Come on. You can do it. Why does the keyboard not want to work? It's even got fresh batteries in it now. Or charged rechargeables. It's always something. Alright, I'm good without it. We'll see what happens. So, best case scenario, this other planet's atmosphere was not conducive to a growing environment. So nothing grew there, nothing decomposed her body. And so the only damage was the damage from atmospheric re-entry and kinetic impact on landing.
Commander Sheppard.
Elusive man. I thought we'd be meeting face to face.
Unnecessary precaution. Not unusual for people who know what you and I know.
I don't want to know what she's laughing about.
What exactly is it that you and I know?
That our place in the universe is more fragile than we'd like to think. That one woman, one very specific woman, might be all that stands between humanity and the greatest threat of our brief existence.
The Reapers.
Good to see your memory's still intact. How are you feeling?
Well, I feel like Lydia is the type to answer things kind of literally. So...
I noticed a few upgrades. I hope you didn't replace anything really important.
We tried to keep you as intact as possible. We need Sheppard, just as you were when you defeated Sovereign.
What are the Reapers doing that made you decide to bring me back?
We're at war. No one wants to admit it, but humanity is under attack. While you've been sleeping, entire colonies have been disappearing. Human colonies. We believe it's someone working for the Reapers, just as Saren and Geth aided Sovereign. You've seen it yourself. You bested all of them. That's just one reason we chose you.
So part of their choice was extremely expensive. Right, so you have all this decompression, burning, kinetic damage. And however much, however long, how much exposure, potential, rotting, and, if it's some inhabited planet, possibly scavengers. I mean, trying to find the body at all, it's literally, a square meter on some uncharted planet somewhere. So just finding her remains is incomprehensibly expensive. It's not even something that we could do right now. Somebody is dead on the surface of Mars. We have no way to get there, find the body, and get the body back to Earth for proper burial, much less to bring them back to life. In this case, part of what they alluded to was things that could not be regrown biologically and had to be replaced mechanically. So I'm assuming some joints, bones, cartilage is all going to be prosthetic. I know you could use, and even today, it's theoretically possible, although I'm sure prohibitively expensive, to clone and grow replacement organs, livers, kidneys, so on. But the important part here is the brain. The brain is undoubtedly going to have been damaged. Even just the vacuum exposure alone is going to kill you and shut down brain function. And how you're going to reverse that to something that can live, much less to the extent of it's just like waking up after taking a nap and have all of her memories and such intact and be a functional person, and on top of that a functional person without mental deficiencies or turning them into a gibbering heap in the corner. That is the part that, to my knowledge, is beyond our medical understanding, our medical ability. Any brain injury is traumatic, and you often don't know what the person's going to be like on the other side. Granted, I'm no expert in neurosciences, so this is just my speculation.
Sovereign was trying to harvest all life in the galaxy. Why would the Reapers target a few human colonies?
Hundreds of thousands of colonists have vanished. I'd say that fits the definition of harvesting. Nobody's paying attention because it's random, and the attacks occur in remote locations. I don't know why they've suddenly targeted humanity. Maybe you got their attention when you killed one of them.
You could have trained an entire army for what you spent to bring me back.
You're unique. Not just in ability or what you've experienced, but in what you represent. You stood for humanity at a key moment. You're more than a soldier. You're a symbol. And I don't know if the Reapers understand fear, but you killed one. They have to respect that.
Fighting a war doesn't seem like Cerberus. Why are you involved?
We're committed to the advancement and preservation of humanity. If the Reapers are targeting us, trying to wipe us out, Cerberus will stop them. If we wait for politicians or the Alliance to act, no more human colonies will be left.
That's not what I wanted.
If this is a threat against humanity, you need to mobilize the Alliance.
They suffered substantial losses fighting Sovereign. They're rebuilding, still stretched too thin to waste resources verifying the Reaper threat. Blaming the abductions on mercs and pirates is easier and more convenient.
If what you say is true, if the Reapers are behind this, I'd consider helping you.
I'd be disappointed if you accepted any of this without seeing for yourself. I have a shuttle ready to take you to Freedom's Progress, the latest colony to be abducted. Miranda and Jacob will brief you.
Miranda killed Wilson in cold blood. Jacob's just a gun for hire. You expect me to trust them?
Wilson was one of my best agents, but he was a traitor. Miranda did exactly what I expected of her, and she saved your life in more ways than one. Jacob's a soldier, one of the best. He's never fully trusted me, but he's always been honest about it. You'll be just fine with them. For now.
For now, he says. That one sentence, as a commanding officer of grunts in the field, that might shoot you in the back of the head. That requires a lot of thought. Sheppard's in a place right now, and she's going to have to take a whole lot on faith. And all of this cloning and regrowing organs and finding missing bodies and such aside, it's been 2 years that she's been, a pile of meat that doesn't even look human. That only resembles human at the DNA level. And now she's just got to jump back in. How much different are things going to be in 2 years? Technologically, everything's going to have, at the very least, they're going to be running new software, you're going to have new user interfaces, and it's going to be a pain to adapt to all of that. I wonder if it's still using it. I wonder if she is still using the same Omni tool. Imagine having to do 2 years worth of software updates on your phone, except the Omni tool is a phone and a factory all in one. It does everything. Shameless plug from my YouTube channel. See my previous episode on Omni tools.
What do you think I'll find there?
If I knew that, I wouldn't need to send you. Find any clues you can. Who's abducting the colonies? Do they have any connection to the Reapers? I brought you back. It's up to you to do the rest.
Alright. I get to do some actual gaming instead of speculating in long cutscenes. From the writer's point of view, this is fantastic and classic at the same time. Because, in the first chapter, you're killing the main character. Yanking the rug out from under the audience. And then you're magically reviving them. At this point, that's what I'm gonna call it. Their medical technology is Clark Tech. Clark Tech, if you're not familiar with the term, is technology of sufficient complexity and advancement that it is indistinguishable from magic to those that are not privy to the technology. So to me, because I don't understand how that kind of regenerative medical technology could function to repair a who knows how long and how damaged brain, I don't see how that could work, so I'm going to call it magic. I'm going to see we still have our Paragon Renegade proportion from the previous game. All right. And And away we go. And just because I know what's happening and where we're going, I like to point out again, no, Miranda doesn't want to talk. We're taking a shuttle to Freedom's Progress, wherever the heck that is. Right? Okay. Forgot that this game did that. So, props to the writing for the whole...
Shortly, Sheppard. The elusive man put us under your command. Do you have any orders?
Props to them for their writing and the whole gut jerk reaction. That's a hell of a hook. And say I was excited to play the second game after that, intro cutscene that you would have seen in the previous episode, where they kill the main character. And perhaps that's part of why I'm so willing to kill off significant characters in my writing. Because, it's the beginning of the sequel, and you're killing the main character from the first iteration of the series. How do you not want to know, what happens next? You have to keep going. One of the biggest things I still want from the Mass Effect franchise is non-human playable characters. It's really windy outside. Sorry, I got distracted by the tree bending halfway over in the wind. But I feel like different stats and bonuses and weaknesses attributed to the different species could be an interesting thing. To those that are familiar with Skyrim, there's the Red Guards, for example, are immune to poison. And the cat people, I'm not sure how to pronounce their name, the Khajiit, they can see in the dark. The lizard men, if I remember right, can breathe underwater. So I guess they're more like salamanders. They're Solarians. Anyway.
What did you find at the other colonies?
Nothing. No signs of attack, no corpses, not even a trace of unusual genetic material to give us a clue. They just disappear. We've got no target to go after.
What makes you think this investigation will turn up anything new?
At other colonies, official investigators got there first. Sometimes looters or salvage teams as well. We're hoping to be the first ones there this time. Maybe find clues before somebody else disturbs the scene.
Are you sure you'll be comfortable following my orders?
We didn't bring you back from the dead just to second guess you, Commander. If the elusive man says you're in charge, you're in charge.
That's definitely a soldier's way to think about it. If the 3-star general says this guy's a 1-star general, he's a 1-star general, and they're going to follow his orders.
Our first priority is to look for survivors.
That's unlikely, Commander. No one was left at the other colonies. They were completely deserted.
Be nice to find somebody. Anything's better than another ghost town.
Miranda has an excellent point that, if these attacks are all abductions, are all related, and there haven't been survivors anywhere else, then it's perfectly logical to assume that there aren't any people left over here. But, excuse me, from the soldier's perspective, Sheppard here, this is a colony. There's civilians. And you need to be prepared for dealing with people that are still alive. I think it's odd.
Looks like everyone just got up and left right in the middle of dinner.
So I'm going to go back to one of the things that so far, now that I'm thinking about this from a science/writer's perspective, what's really bothering me... Oops, I wanted to sprint. Is this shuttle. We got here from a space station on this shuttle. After leaving the facility where Sheppard was healed on the same shuttle, which apparently is FTL capable. So what do you need big ships for?
Strange. No bodies, no structural damage, no signs of battle.
You shouldn't be wearing those shoes. We're going into a gunfight. Miranda, you're an idiot. Even if, you could use the argument that, it's short-ranged, well then, A, whatever the shorter range of that shuttle is, being able to get from the medical facility where Sheppard was healed to the facility we just left where we met the elusive man, and now getting here, even if you had to refill a gas tank, so to speak.
Strange. Security table
I forget how to tell people where to go. Okay, it works the same way in the previous game.
There we go! Trouble ahead! Shoot them before they take out your shield.
Yeah, that happened. I always hated the stupid blood on the screen thing. My apologies for not remembering all the controls. So I haven't played since the last video,
Strange.
and there have been other games in the way.
With the table left in the colonies.
Moving to cover.
Heading to cover!
Done. I've got him. Got
Make
him.
activity. I got it. Shoot them before they take out your shield.
Okay. So as I was saying about this shuttle, I don't see, even if it is just, a shorter range, having all three of these things close enough together that you could casually make the trip in a short-range shuttle seems far-fetched. Oh yeah, it's going to have a whole different system. So let me finish my thought before I try that, because I wasn't good at hacking in the previous game. And if this shorter ranged shuttle getting you around is, almost enough, and then that's why they have to drag out the SR2 Normandy, technology will continue advancing forward. With all the miniaturization and improvement over successive iterations. Even if it isn't soon, or at this time, it is at least on the horizon or being considered, where larger ships, like the SR2 Normandy, to haul shuttles around for shorter range trips, will be rendered superfluous. by long-range, interplanetary shuttles. And the only thing you're going to need bigger ships for is hauling bigger cargo. But then you're going to have these little shuttles full of strike teams like Sheppard is always running, or, I don't know, crazy nuclear devices, biological plagues, whatever crazy weapons you have it. 2 pirates in a shuttle are going to hold an entire planet hostage. And I think that bit of culture and the technology affecting the culture, I think that is being overlooked in this instance. And that the shuttle is too much, too powerful. Shuttle is OP. Nerf the shuttle. I would find it much more believable if there had been some other ship, waiting on standby at this space station where Sheppard was, and they just used the shuttle to get off the station to the ship, and then the ship took them to the other station, and then to Freedom's Progress before they all get to rendezvous back at the new SR2 Normandy. Anyway, let's figure out how to do this. Highlight individual nodes and find matching symbols. It's okay to laugh at me, because I'm going to laugh at me. Capacitor, grounds. Okay. Resistors. I don't know what those are. That's something made up. But these are capacitors. Well, that went better than I expected. Okay.
You've been spotted.
Have a nice trip!
I'm gonna try some of these other guns that they gave me. Alright. Now that the people that are supposed to be helping me left, kind of like I expected. Some soldier you are, Jacob. Miranda off hiding around the corner. I just casually found $1,000 laying around. Well, that's something. Or not. You can come point your gun at me. But at least this whole, muzzle discipline thing. Except for Jacob and his shotgun, but at least they... So at least there's a little bit there. Oh no, Aquarians.
Stop right there!
Praza, you said you'd let me handle this. Wait,
It's the Quarians stealing all the human colonists.
Cerberus operatives.
put those weapons down! Sheppard, is that... you're alive?
So I'm going to let this lead into another one of my complaints about the game. And the lengths that they went through to get the original crew back together. It felt silly. It felt too unlikely. It felt like they were reaching too hard. And while I love the original characters, and I'm not against involving them, I think, just casually, bumping into Tully on Freedom's Progress, the likelihood of that is too low. And it's a missed opportunity for introducing new lovable and or hateable characters. And even if you are introducing, new characters, that doesn't mean you can't still somehow involve the original cast and crew. It just feels too far-fetched. Do you feel me? Excuse me if I said that already, but that is my complaint. I'll try and not spend this whole time just bashing on the second game.
Remember when I gave you that Geth data tally? Did it help you complete your pilgrimage?
Yes, it did. Praza, weapons down. This is definitely Commander Sheppard.
Why is your old commander working for Cerberus?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask.
I feel like her voice wasn't hard enough for that one line of dialogue. I don't know. Maybe you should ask.
I nearly died, Tally. Cerberus spent 2 years rebuilding me. They want me to investigate attacks on human colonies.
Likely story. No organization would commit so many resources to bring back one soldier.
You haven't seen Sheppard in action, Praza. Trust me, it was money well spent. Perhaps we can work together. We're here looking for a young Quarian named Vitor. He was here on pilgrimage.
I'd like to point out that she said I almost died. No, she actually died. They just resurrected the dead. Commander Sheppard is a very good-looking zombie. And I don't mean that because this is a femme shep. I mean because she's got her jaw and both of her eyes and isn't cold and dead. Because she's not a zombie.
Everyone else is dead. What makes you think Vitor survived?
We saw him when we landed.
You saw him? Then why isn't he with you already?
Vitor was injured, and he was always, nervous.
She means that he was unstable. Combine that with damage to his suit CO2 scrubbers and an infection from an open-air exposure, and he's likely delirious.
When he saw us landing, he hid in a warehouse on the far side of town. We suspect he also programmed the mechs to attack anything that moved.
I do like, and always thought it was an excellent little detail that they added in, how the light on the mask flashes when the Quarians are speaking, because of their immune system and them living inside of sealed suits. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp. I was chugging some root beer right before I started recording. So that's, the bounce in my voice there. There's these little flashing lights so you can tell who is talking is one of those minor details that could have easily been overlooked, but I think is part of what helps it feel complete and organic, since you can't see their faces as they're talking. Although I know that they did it for a storytelling sake and have the mystery that nobody knows what Quarians look like, but I see no reason why their face masks couldn't be opaque, even if they do have to be environmentally sealed. Jacob is excellent at looking stern there. He has RBF.
Vitor's the only one who can tell us what happened here. We should work together to find him.
Good idea. You'll need 2 teams to get past the drones anyway.
Now we're working with Cerberus?
No, Praza, you're working for me. If you can't follow orders, go wait on the ship. Head for the warehouse through the center of the colony. We'll circle around the far side and draw off some of the drones to clear you a path.
So, damn, there's weird noise outside and I went to look and I forgot what I was going to say. Ship, right. Back to these shuttles. So the Quarians have a ship here. How did we not already know that? Because as I've covered in a previous episode, there's no such thing as a stealth ship. You can't hide a spaceship in space. They emit all kinds of heat and radiation just from having electricity on. So, unless the shuttle is devoid of all sensors, there's no way they shouldn't have known before they landed, as soon as they got in the solar system, that, oh, there's another spaceship here. Anyway.
People really don't like Cerberus. What did I miss?
They killed our people, infiltrated our flotilla, and tried to blow up one of our ships.
That's not how I have explained it exactly. It was nothing personal.
We can argue over who killed who later. Right now, we've got a job to do.
Agreed. We work together to get to Vitor.
That doesn't make it any better, Miranda. Yeah, it wasn't personal. It doesn't matter. You still, killed Quarians and tried to blow up a spaceship. It doesn't matter if it was personal or not. They're still dead. So, yeah, she just admitted that everything he said is true. Because her propaganda spin is, oh, that's not how I would have said it. Well, yeah, because you're the one that did it.
Make sure to keep in radio contact.
Will do. Good luck, Sheppard. Whatever happens, it's good to have you back.
Alright. Thank you. Please get all these notifications out of my face. Current objectives. There's a floaty arrow.
Be careful, Sheppard. There's a squad of security drones up ahead.
Thanks for the warning. We'll take care of them.
She was talking to me.
They've seen us.
Get over here.
Alright, let's try this again. Connect the pins. Same thing. I mean, alright. You could bypass an electronic lock in that nature. The question is, how do you know, like, which capacitor to attach to which capacitor?
Use overload on them.
For some reason, I keep expecting it to automatically put Sheppard in cover.
Target down.
Sheppard, Braza and his squad rushed on ahead. I told them to wait, but they wouldn't listen. They want to find Vitor and take him away before you get here.
We should have expected this.
Come on. We can still catch them.
I mean, can you blame them? This is Cerberus that just admitted that they killed some of the Quarian people. Of course they're going to go find the missing Quarian that's already wounded and unstable before these villainous people find him and do who knows what. You can definitely tell I went from normal mode to hard mode. So I felt like the previous game was too easy because I was playing on normal. So I was like, oh, we'll do this one on hard. Yep. It's harder. Alright, I see the thing. You can put it away. I'm busy right now, though. I think
inside the loading docks. Vitor reprogrammed the heavy mech. It's tearing Braza's squad apart.
They did want to get to Vitor first.
Get your squad into cover and I'll open the loading bay doors.
We'll take cover by the doors. Sheppard, you take point.
it doesn't automatically reload the gun. Interesting.
That mech's got heavy armor plating. Those Quarians never stood a chance.
This is gonna be one tough son of a bitch to take down. Overload will take out their shields.
Miranda's down already. Now, I said get into cover. Goodness. It's my one grenade. Oh, I didn't realize you guys were hiding in here.
This is your chance to go find Vitor while I tend to the wounded, Sheppard. He's probably somewhere in the back of the loading bay.
Yeah, Corey and Wounded. I'm gonna leave the medkit there for them. Corey and Wounded is gonna be especially interesting to deal with. Since you've got all these shoot ruptures and infections. 2, 4, 5, 6. Radium.
This should come in handy.
So there's a half dozen dead Quarians and 2 or 3 more, who knows how badly wounded. Because that guy wouldn't trust Sheppard. Okay.
Monsters coming back. Mechs will protect. Safe from swarms. Have to hide. No monsters. No swarms. No, 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 no.
Vitor?
No, Vitor. Not here. Swarms can't find. Monsters coming. Have to hide.
See, and we don't know how long he's been here. We just know that no one else has been here before us to, muck up the scene. But interplanetary travel, FTL or not, can take a very long time. Weeks, months, years.
Nobody's gonna hurt you anymore.
We have no
I don't
idea
think he can hear you, Commander.
how long he's been here to have this
Have to hide. Have to hide.
build up.
Mechs will protect. You're human. Where did you hide? How come they didn't find you?
Who didn't find us?
The monsters. The swarms. They took everyone.
Why didn't the colonists fight back, Vitor? What happened?
You don't know. You didn't see. But I see everything.
Looks like security footage. He must have pieced it together manually.
What the hell is that?
My god. I think it's a collector.
Is that some kind of alien?
They're a species from somewhere beyond the Omega-4 relay. Only a few people have ever seen one in person.
They usually work through intermediaries, like slavers or hired mercenaries. If they're involved with the Reapers somehow, it could explain what happened to the colonies.
The Collectors have advanced technology. They could have a weapon that disables an entire settlement at once.
The Seeker swarms. No one can hide. The Seekers find you, freeze you, then the monsters take you away.
Tell me more about these swarms.
It's how they find you. Seeker clouds, machines like tiny insects. They go everywhere. They find you, then they sting you, freeze you.
Sounds like miniature probes, maybe. Find victims, then immobilize them with a stasis field or nerve toxin.
She beat me to it. I'm glad I didn't try and talk over them.
I want to know more about the Collectors.
Nobody knows much. They're so rare, a lot of people don't even believe they exist.
More importantly, why are they abducting human colonists? What are they after?
Maybe the elusive man can figure it out.
Why didn't the Collectors take you?
Swarms didn't find me. Monsters didn't know I was here.
The Collectors aren't known for being careless. Maybe his envirosuit kept him from showing up on their sensors.
Or they were using technology specifically designed to detect humans. Only human colonies have been hit.
That was going to be what I was going to suggest. You know, if you have a specific job, you're going to bring the tool to do that job. In this case, the job are humans, so they brought tools specifically for humans. It's not that they couldn't find him. Even if he is wearing, an environmentally sealed suit, it's not going to make him any easier or harder to hide.
What happened next?
The monsters took the people onto the ship, and then they left. The ship flew away. But they'll be back for me. No one escapes.
I think that's probably all we're getting out of him, Commander.
We appreciate what you told us. You were very helpful.
I studied them. The monsters. The swarms. I recorded them with my Omni tool. Lots of readings. Electromagnetic. Dark energy.
We need to get this data to the elusive man. Grab the Quarian and call the shuttle to come pick us up.
Dark energy.
What? Vitor is injured. He needs treatment, not an interrogation.
We won't hurt him. We just need to see if he knows anything else. He'll be returned unharmed.
Your people tried to betray us once already. If we give him to you, we'll never get the intel we need.
Praza was an idiot, and he and his men paid for it. You're welcome to take Vitor's Omnitool data, but please, just let me take him.
After from this exchange, Sheppard knowing, what Cerberus has already done, you can't, take him for interrogation like that. It's the Quarians will call that an abduction, a kidnapping, and you will never get any help from them in the future. In this case, you have to work on their, prior relationship. Excuse me, there's those root beer burps. You have to work on the prior relationship between Sheppard and Tully, and hope that Tully trusts Sheppard.
He's traumatized and he needs medical care. Tali will give us the Omnitool data and take him to the flotilla.
Understood, Commander.
Thank you, Sheppard. I'm glad you're still the one giving the orders. Good luck out there. If I find anything that can help you, I'll let you know.
We're ready for pickup.
Even if you don't get this set data, you've got these recordings and what he's already told you. It's the Collectors. And they have swarms of insect-like nanobots that immobilize everybody. There's a lot more than you could do before.
Good work on Freedom's progress. The Quarians forwarded their findings from Vitor's debriefing. No new data, but a surprising olive branch given our history. You and I have different methods, but I can't argue with your results.
You ever think about playing nice once in a while?
Diplomacy is great when it works, but difficult when everyone already perceives you as a threat. But more importantly, you confirm the Collectors are behind the abductions.
Confirmed. Like you already knew. To maintain tact, I'm not going to let him know that we're making note of that.
Tell me what you know about these Collectors.
They periodically travel to the terminus systems, looking to gather seemingly unimportant items or specimens, usually in exchange for their technology. When their transactions are complete, they disappear as quickly as they arrived, back beyond the unmapped Omega-4 relay. Until now, we've had no evidence of direct aggression by the collectors.
Why is the Omega-4 relay unmapped? What do we know about it?
Only that no ship passing through it has ever returned. Our best guess is that the relay reacts differently to collector vessels, allowing them safe passage. If they can manipulate relays, that's just further evidence of the connection with the Reapers.
Any ideas on why they've shifted their focus to humans?
If they're agents for the Reapers, it could be any number of reasons. Obviously, humanity played a huge role in Sovereign's destruction. That might have been enough to draw their attention. What really concerns me is why they bother abducting the colonists. Once the humans are paralyzed, why not just kill them?
They need them alive. For something. For some reason, somehow. And that might be scarier than just getting murdered.
You're holding something back. How do you know the Reapers are involved?
The patterns are there, buried in the data. The Council and the Alliance want to believe the Reaper threat died with Sovereign. You and I know better. I won't wait until the Reapers are on the march. We need to take the fight to them.
The patterns are there in the data. Just like, oh, trust the science. Where have we heard that before?
If this is a war, I'll need an army, or a really good team.
I've already compiled a list of soldiers, scientists, and mercenaries. You'll get dossiers on the best of them. Finding them and convincing them to work with you could be challenging, but you're a natural leader. I'll continue to track the collectors. When they make their next appearance, I'll notify you and your team. Be ready.
Keep your list. I want people I trust. The ones who helped me stop Saren and the Geth.
That was 2 years ago, Commander. Most of them have moved on, or their allegiances have changed.
Well, we did just run
What
into
about
Tony.
Tally? She already helped us on Freedom's Progress.
That was unexpected. I need more intel before I'll commit to that.
Before you will commit? Oh. Oh, la-di-da.
Where's Garrus Vicarian?
The Turian disappeared a few months after you were declared dead. Even we haven't been able to locate him.
Where's Liara Tisoni?
She's on Ilium. My sources say that she's working for the Shadow Broker. If so, she can't be trusted.
I'm not going to give any spoilers. But I find his immediate dismissal. Oh, she can't be trusted. She works for this guy. I mean, a job's a job, right? Like I said, you gotta work with prior relationships.
Okay, I get it. They're not available.
You're a leader, Sheppard. You'll get who you need.
I'm still a Spectre. Maybe I can get the Council to help us out.
If you think you could convince them, by all means. Just remember, you've been gone a long time. Things have changed.
Yeah, he makes an excellent point there. If you think you can convince them, yeah, you couldn't convince them that the Reapers were a threat the first time. And now we're going to be like, yeah, Reapers are still a threat, even though we killed one, so...
You worry about the collectors. I'll make sure my team's ready.
Good. 2 things before you go. First, head to Omega and find Morden Solus. He's a brilliant Solarian scientist. Our intelligence suggests he may know how to counteract the Collector's paralyzing Seeker swarms.
Sounds good. And what else?
I found a pilot I think you might like. I hear he's one of the best. Someone you can trust.
Hey, Commander. Just like old times, huh?
I can't believe it's you, Joker.
Look who's talking. I saw you get spaced.
Got lucky. With a lot of strings attached. How'd you get here?
It all fell apart without you, Commander. Everything you stirred up, the Council just wanted it gone. The team was broken up, record sealed, and I was grounded. The Alliance took away the one thing that mattered to me. Hell yeah, I joined Cerberus.
You really trust the elusive man?
Well, I don't trust anyone who makes more than I do. But they aren't all bad. Saved your life, let me fly, and there's this. They only told me last night.
I'm getting the goosebumps. I've done this so many times. And I still get goosebumps. So you know it's decent storytelling. I also think Joker has one of the more believable reasons.
It's good to be home, huh, Commander?
I guess we'll have to give her a name.
I think Joker has one of the more believable reasons for joining Cerberus. He is a pilot with disabilities and not being permitted to fly despite his performance record. So he got another job. It makes sense to me. Even if that hangar feels too much like a garage for a ship that large. And all the things I said about the previous Normandy are going to... Damn, that music is really loud. And all the things I said about the previous Normandy in a previous video about, designs of spaceships and layouts and wasted space and so on and so forth is going to roll over to this one, if not more so. Because it's a bigger ship with more wasted space. It's dumb. I mean, why do you need a deck big enough for 3 people to walk shoulder to shoulder across? You know how much space you can fit, or how much stuff you could fit in that space? Hey, look how big that is. I could drive my car through there.
Welcome aboard the new Normandy, Commander.
I've been looking over the dossiers. I'd strongly recommend starting by acquiring Mordin Solus, the Solarian professor on Omega. We know the Collectors use some type of advanced technology to immobilize their victims. We'll need him to develop a countermeasure to protect us.
She's so deep in the elusive man pocket. Oh, man. He already said that. I know. We get it. Lapdog here, to nip at her heels and make sure we're running in the right direction. Miranda is always one of my least favorite characters, despite all of the people so excited by all the assets she brings to the team. I don't like Miranda. But I'm supposed to be an objective writer / scientist, engineer, evaluator or something. I'll try and keep my personal opinions out of it to that extent.
And without that countermeasure, we'll be helpless if we ever run into the Collectors.
Acquiring Professor Solus seems like the most logical place to start.
Who are you?
I am the Normandy's artificial intelligence. The crew like to refer to me as Edie.
Helmsmen aren't happy when someone takes control of a ship away from them. Especially Joker.
I do not helm the ship. Mr. Moreau's talents will not go to waste. During combat, I operate the electronic warfare and cyber warfare suites. Beyond that, I cannot interface with the ship's systems. I observe and offer analysis and advice. Nothing more.
I'm guessing it takes more than just the 3 of us plus Joker to fly this ship?
The Normandy has a full crew. They're at their stations awaiting your orders.
Final preparations for takeoff are complete, Commander. When you're ready to go, just pick a destination from the galaxy map and the CIC and I'll plot a course.
Jacob and I should return to our posts. Come find us if you have any questions.
I mean, there's no reason for a map to be that big. I mean, an iPad would be enough of an interface. Wasted space. More expensive. The more parts there are, the more there is to go wrong, less is more. It's part of why I went on that whole spiel about the shuttles. And you know, if the shuttle can go that far, then people are going to use that because it's smaller, it's cheaper. It'll be more modular, more versatile. You can get mission-specific. Yeah, he's one of the guys in the DLC, and so is she. So those are characters that I've never met. I don't know anything about. So all those things, you know, the DLC stuff will be new to me. So I'll probably do that first, because it'll be new and exciting and confusing and entertaining. Alright, but there's my hour. It's time to save the game. And stop recording. Hopefully I didn't beat the horse too much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Party hardy.